Yes.
Oh, we're live. Okay. All right.
Right behind you. Right behind you.
Yes.
Right behind
Okay.
you.
Welcome to the Zooming Hoosk podcast. I'm your host, Dustin Husky,
I'm Credent Sourpuss.
I am Lilia Rue.
and we are live at FurSquared 2022.
Yay.
You want to close that door like you said before?
Yeah, it's probably a good idea because otherwise, like the moment that YouTube finds out that we use a 3-second clip of some music,
Demonetized
We're gonna-
and shut down.
I'm not even monetized, but I don't want to get shut down. So,
And
and we got
WOG.
Alpha. Sweet. So we already got someone online watching us. So,
Hi,
how's
Alpha.
everyone's con been so far? Hello, Alpha.
Huh?
That was fast.
It's been great so far.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
Good.
I'm having a
Good.
wonderful time.
Me too.
So we were going for lunch earlier today, and we decided to do a few jingles of some
Oh,
well-known
God.
slogans.
You have to start with that.
May as well.
I have nothing though.
It's pretty much like I'm loving it. So we were like being awful about that. And what was yours, Wolf?
Oh, I don't remember.
Darn it. I think
Wolf,
mine
get
was
up
like
here.
heart disease.
Oh yeah, I have heart disease.
Little Caesars, pizza, beat your pizza.
No.
There we
there's
go.
like so many slogans
Scooch
that
down
we
a
could
little
probably play around with.
Careful of the USB-C.
There we go.
So for those who are actually attending for the first time, this is literally a podcast about absolutely nothing at all. And it's going to be something, but it's absolutely nothing because I think that's going to be a lot
Podcast
more
about
fun.
nothing.
It's literally a podcast about nothing.
Last one I've been to was what was it? It was like Quadrifer,
Yeah.
and I went to a similar panel. It was like late at night. It's like, yeah, we're just gonna talk about anything, and these are actually really fun to listen to because you'll eventually start with one thing, and then you'll end up on the other end of the world.
right.
Where you started.
Yep.
I'm trying to think who ran a panel. Like, what was that panel called? Do you
Was
happen
it-
to recall what that panel was?
Was it Chewy's? Or no, I think I don't
Was
know.
it the Dragon Show?
No,
Not at a Quadrifer.
I mean, those are really, really, really great podcasts. They actually have some kind of form of direction. We literally just like throw tacks at the wall. Nothing really sticks, but we'll kind of go with it.
More like darts.
It's darts that would bounce back at you.
Yeah.
We throw lawn darts at the wall.
Oh,
Oh,
has anyone ever played with lawn darts?
I still have a set.
Not
Have
this.
you played with them?
No.
Oh, darn it. Wait,
But-
have you?
Once upon a time ago, back again. This is back when I was like 7 years old, and everyone knew they're dangerous, but yet again, I mean, I still live on my parents' farm because I still help out there. It's like you just with the farm, especially with ours, you just buy shit and you just accumulate it. It's like you take this one thing and you put it on a shelf, and all of a sudden years later, you got a kid like me who's bored, was outside, has to go through all this junk, and all of a sudden it's like, oh hey, a box of lawn darts.
What's this do?
Oh,
It's
still
all
time.
out.
Enter.
You gotta
it's
pull-
locked. I forgot. No cable out here.
Rip.
No, they want it closed because they don't want to get copyright striked.
Yeah, the 3-second audio clip.
Right. So I know a friend out in Franklin that's like 35 minutes away from here. So I'm actually a local here. And I was going through his garage, and there was, of course, a box, like a classic box that said lawn darts. And I had to open it up, and there they are. And they look used. So someone actually had a lot of fun with them. So I asked, hey, you have lawn darts? Like, yeah. They were with the house when we got it. Because you legally can't sell them. But you just can't really kind of get rid of them because eventually someone's going to, get stabbed in the eye with a lawn dart. But when he was younger, he would actually like dodge the lawn dart by throwing
Oh.
fully up into the air and then running in different
The
directions.
circle
Oh my
with the
God.
lawn dart roulette.
No, how does that How does that work?
Like the movie Grown Ups, where they did arrow roulette. All they did is they just
That
did
is so
long
dumb.
dart
That's
roulette. They
awful.
just threw up in the air. Last one to leave the circle wins.
That's so awful.
Yeah.
You never see. First of all, have you seen the movie Grown Ups?
Yes,
Yes,
Yeah.
it's been a while.
Where, you know where they're all in the woods. They do arrow roulette.
the kick is good. Yeah, very funny. Ah, we win again.
Well, yeah. There's also that part at the end of the movie. I'm talking about in the middle one, when the guy originally gets shot in the foot with the arrow because he refuses to move.
That's right. Like now that we're kind of talking about pointy, dangerous things, shooting yourself in the foot. Then archery class. My school had archery class, and my gym teacher decided to like make a dare of course using a shoe as a target. That the first person who makes a hit at his shoe gets his car keys.
Oh.
And I decided to be the first one to kind of like shoot an arrow, and I have no idea really how to
Gets the
shoot it.
teacher's car keys?
Yeah, he's like, I don't expect any of you to really be that accurate anyway. So I'm gonna even put my shoe on the line to, you know, show that I have confidence that you guys are gonna do squat. And here I am. I'm up to, you know, do archery, or what is the verb to lance a bow or something? I don't know.
Do you mean like the past tense of shooting an arrow?
No, he's in
Something.
the
I
process
have
of
no
getting ready
idea.
to shoot.
You're just gonna shoot bow and arrow. That's
Okay.
all it is.
And ended up nabbing his shoe anyway. Then he took one look at me. He's like, "Nope, nope. Now that was lucky.
That was just a fluke.
That was just a fluke."
That was
And then everyone's like, no.
No, you bet it. You didn't say you had to be skilled. He just hit it.
So then everyone in the class went to that one target and started aiming arrows across the field at this shoe. He had one shoe at the end of the day. That shoe had no chance to survive in any way.
And
We never
nobody
got
got
his
the
keys.
keys.
We never got his keys. And I'm really surprised for like high school students. We were allowed a bow and arrow and to be entrusted with it.
Seriously.
What type? Was it a compound bow or was it a regular drawstring?
It was a compound.
You know what you needed? You
What?
needed the arrows that was it Susie from Narnia? That, you know, when she would release, it would never miss as long as she like had confidence in herself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are the bows and arrows that you needed.
And those are the ones that like society need to like immediately ban, because once everyone has confidence, like, oh, hey, Johnny, you see that mailbox? It's gonna have a hole in it.
This is a banned substance. We can't use this in competitions now. This is cheating. You believe too much in yourself.
Hey, you know that woodpecker? It's gone now. But I'm actually like looking back on it, you would think a high school would allow a bunch of teens the bow and arrow.
Yeah. Crazy.
I think high schools still do archery.
They do
I hope
trap.
so.
Some of them.
I hope so.
Mine did.
Yeah,
West Isle Central did, I believe.
Mine didn't. We had trap.
What's that?
We shot clay pigeons with shotguns.
No,
Ah.
that's a club. I'm talking about for gym
Well,
class.
no, we also. Oh, well, yeah. I thought you meant like an actual team, like you know how they have tennis, golf, football, that sort of deal.
I just like thought immediately like, oh, your school is so cool that you have trap shoot as a gym unit.
No,
But in the countryside, I could see that making sense.
we have a drive your tractor to school day. It can't get any more rural than that.
I'm out of New Berlin, but we did that once for a senior prank, and I was the only one that didn't get the memo to not just your tractor, but we did lawn tractor. Wait, did you say lawn tractor?
No, I'm
So
talking
you-
like an actual tractor.
So then you have, big
Yes.
size tractors.
We had people driving Case Internationals and John Deere's
okay.
into the parking lot.
We were
Awesome.
drives like most of my grade was driving Craftsman. And all I can see, as far as the eye can see on my road, is lawnmowers leading the way to school.
That
And I realized, oh, wait a minute. Oh, this is our prank? I never got the memo, but I'm so glad because everyone got a parking ticket for it. But it wasn't a moving violation because the police didn't see it. And as long as they were like away from that area, hey, we're going to be away from this area so that you have a chance to get home. You guys are stupid. But we're going to give you a parking ticket anyway. So
It's-
in a sea of like tractors is my car. It's like, I did the right thing, but oh, this is so funny.
it makes me think of like you remember the movie Waterboy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
But
yes.
instead of a car, he's just driving this little lawnmower around, and
Yep.
everybody's super mad because it can't go that fast, and he's driving down like was it a freeway or like a
It's
major?
on the freeway.
Can't even go 60.
When I watched that movie the first time, I thought that was the damn coolest thing ever. And then when that senior prank actually unfolded, it's like, oh, I wanted to be Adam Sandler now.
That's some high quality H2O.
Here we go. Benjamin Franklin is the devil. What's that? Oh yeah, she's like,
Foosball is the devil.
foosball. Foosball is the devil.
So I have a thing. We've actually talked about this slightly.
What is this thing?
The babies.
What?
Who's got them? Who needs them?
Wait, is that
What?
what's actually written down?
Yes. I don't know what I was thinking. I think I was half drunk when I wrote this.
Oh wait, are you talking about the slogan stuff?
No. This
No.
is before the slogans. It was literally just babies. Who's got
What?
them? Who needs them? I don't know. I think I was
Oh.
half awake.
Like, can you like adopt a baby on behalf of someone else and be like, this is your problem now?
Yeah, maybe. So we were actually. This is completely off the cuff.
This is about babies.
No, it's not about babies at all. It's about white noise and sleeping.
Yes. Okay, let's actually talk about that.
So I have, because of when I was born in the 70s, I grew up with the 8-bit, like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Master System, old stuff. And for me, it's soothing to go to sleep to the sound of chip tunes
Mm-hmm.
and anything related to that. I mean, anything in video game realm. And when we dated, I used to play music before we went to bed. And
And I would be awake.
and you would be awake and I would be asleep. It
When I sleep,
has to be completely
it's got to
silent.
be absolutely graveyard sound.
Yeah.
However, there are certain conditions that I can allow noise.
Yep.
So I'm a fursuiter, and you have a fursuit head fan. You spray your disinfectant. You put your head on top of a small fan, and it'll just blow dry throughout the day or night,
Or all day and all night.
or all day or all night, because I'll just leave that thing on all the time.
Yes, you do.
And I'd have a box fan I call Roxanne the box fan that had been mysteriously puked on one point. And
What?
the
The
funny
box
bit is
fan
I
I
don't even
puked
know
on.
who actually did it to this day.
It wasn't me.
It totally wasn't you. This is
Was it
before-
No,
you?
no, I can only imagine like now the blade. Was it a metal fan?
Yes.
No, it was a plastic can.
Okay,
Plastic,
because I was
plastic.
about to say if it was metal, I can only imagine that it's just like like chopping it up.
No, they actually puked on top of it. It's like, oh, come on, dude. And when I cleaned it, still left the stain. It's like, you know what? No, that's actually kind of staying on there because I can't get any of it off anymore. So
Ew.
anyway, so you have the box fan, which also turns a lot of air, which then makes
Roxanne.
a lot of Roxanne. Sorry,
You don't have to turn on the red lights.
you don't have to turn on the radio. That makes a lot of noise, and normally, as
Yes,
you
it
know
does.
me,
Yes.
I hate noise. There are certain stipulations where I will allow myself to sleep enough to fall into sleep. Is the nostalgic sounds of a FurCon hotel room. For some reason, it soothes me thinking, hey, if I have a fan on, I feel like I'm at a convention, like I
Yep.
am at right now. Then we were thinking about ASMR fan noises that
Yep.
if they exist, and you know what they do.
I just decided to just do it, just a search for
Right.
just fan noises.
So then the first search was a fan noise, and is
7 hours.
So it's
7
like
hours
10
long.
10 hours. Like, oh, okay, well that's actually pretty cool. So then you had the bright idea of what happens if we search for ASMR of a really rough running fan, and you know what?
Exists.
That exists as well.
Why?
Like variable pitches of then one of us decided to do the unthinkable of we need an ASMR sound of a fan that has launched the blade.
That's what I mean. I kept thinking, what happens if that fan has been running a while and all of a sudden it just so
You're supposed to sleep through that.
Or it starts going like,
It's like, oh, pizza. Ah.
and then we just
Oh,
found
I,
one
I
that
could
was just
sleep to this all night long. Bum, 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 bum.
so eventually we landed on metal clanking sound videos where it's just literally you could just tell somebody recorded somebody just sitting at a table just
Wait,
throwing metal blades and
See,
tools
someone went to a
around.
hotel room with like a bad AC fan
Yeah.
that actually will clank. It's like, you know what? I'll make money off this.
so wait, did this just end up like on your guys' search history, or did you do this like
This is-
without your signed in account?
No.
We
somebody-
just ended up being bored and say, hey, let's see if this stuff actually exists. And then amazingly enough, actually does.
Oh
But the
my
metal
gosh, you did.
clanking
Yep, broken fan
ASMR
sound, steady fan
was
sound.
odd that it does actually exist and it does exactly what you want it to do. Make it seem like you have a rundown fan
I'm not ashamed.
without even owning a
I'm
fan in
not
the
even
first place.
ashamed of it.
You want to talk about falling asleep to noise the what usually a FurCon room?
Yeah, so then pretty much the nostalgic sounds of a FurCon room.
Well, I was like, okay, so first ever FurCon was this one 2 years ago before the unmentionable word happened.
same.
Ah, the before times.
Before
So
times.
4 times.
So what happened was like I had a roommate at the time, and I was like I got into the room. It was around 11 o'clock-ish. I remember exactly what was going on. So it's like okay, I'm done for the night. I'm in my bed. I've all showered. I have the TV on. I'm watching Wild and Out. I remember everything down to the detail. And again, I'd never been to a FurCon before, but it's like I knew about the community and whatnot, everything what was entailed. So it's 11 o'clock at night. I'm in my room. It's like I get to start to nod in and out to turn the TV down. All of a sudden, I hear this in the next room. Going out, he's like, you can imagine what was going on, but I knew it was two dudes from the sound. I could definitely
Oh
tell.
no, noisy neighbors.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a story about that later.
And then it's about a minute and a half later, they all went silent.
They went out pretty quick.
Yeah, it's like, wow. I was like, wow, that was quick.
So,
That was really quick.
so building off of
You can tell by like duration and endurance when they like it's constant and it goes on for hours. Like, wow, they got cardio.
Oh, no.
And then like 30 seconds, like, okay, all right, well, 30 seconds.
It was a quickie.
Okay.
Oh no, it's like whoever was taking it obviously had experience because they went hard. They went hard in the paint at the start. It went at that full speed, and for that minute and a half, and all of a sudden again it was all quiet. So it was like from the start.
At least it's rhythmic. It's not,
rhythmic.
it's not like my apartment where sometimes I just hear moaning from.
So wait, are you saying you could play like a drum beat to it?
You could sing a song.
Just start freestyling to the noises.
There's a fire.
Honey, what is that? Is that a snare drum? Just ignore it. We're gonna continue.
ASMR fan with the blade ejected while hearing that, while your parents play Forensic Files in the background.
So what was your
Yeah. So I was gonna build off. What was your name?
Me,
Yeah.
Onyx.
So Onyx reminded me of my first con experience.
It also involves noise on the
Yes.
end.
So we
was it here?
No, it was a Quadifer's debut year in 2017.
Okay.
So I
new?
did not stay in the main hotel.
Mhm.
Didn't
Okay.
realize it was that new.
What?
You didn't realize it was that new?
Yeah.
Yeah, it started back in 2017. This was back when they were in the Kalahari.
Okay.
That was
So-
a 1 year only thing.
Yep.
that year, yeah.
Because the Kalahari hated us.
Uh,
So what happened was
any particular reason, or did
Uh,
they have a reason, or just like no?
TLDR version is that they kind of screwed up when they came to giving everybody rooms. That the people wearing costumes had to walk all the way from the other end of the hotel, and if
Oh, yeah.
let's say they were stuckered, people would possibly confuse them for being the mascots of this resort because they also had like mascots like that happened to be animal characters.
Because it's all safari,
Right.
and zoo giraffes,
So-
stuff.
That's why they didn't want us there, which turned out to be a blessing in disguise because we found a better place. But I didn't stay in the hotel. I stayed in the Motel 6 down the road. And what was it? Like after and I took my dad with me because I was 18, but I wasn't old enough to get like a hotel room yet because laws. And
did you have a good time.
yeah, we had a good time.
Okay.
But we went to bed right around like midnight. I went to the bathroom there, like in bed, and I hear like noisy
hear
neighbors
the
above
noises.
us, and I'm just like, "Is that?" Oh, because we've never. And then my dad he realized it soon afterwards, and he's dying. He's laughing. And then the other person that I took with me was like a friend of mine from grade school. We all just start dying to the point where they stopped. They were like, "What?"
They were heard.
They were heard. They heard us, and they were like, "What's just stop?" So we killed the mood.
Good job.
We almost did that with one of my roommates at IFC 2013, and it was my first suit maker.
Oh,
And there was a party in the room. It was my very first room party, and I think you were there. Oh, okay. But anyway,
I did not hear the story.
but so it's like me and the Wisconsin Blue Paw Pack Club that we were all having a party in this one room and whatnot, and Rusty and her husband decided to move out of public eye from the rest of the party. Like none of us actually noticed that they were actually gone. So we're all having a good time. The music's beating and whatnot. We're all having a good time, drinks in hand and such. We're all catching back because even though we're all local, we all live like 10 minutes from each other. But it's like, oh yeah, let's all catch up and whatnot. Then all of a sudden, among the beat of the song, there was in the bathroom, and the shower was running. So they did the smart thing, thinking that hey, the sound of the shower might drown that out.
Which it
No, it didn't.
And let's bounce to the base.
Let's bounce to the base, and you can tell that they were actually physically inside the shower because their feet were sliding.
oh no!
So it was actually making, like when you get into the shower and it's like a shower tub, you slide around, and then you just make that sound. It was
Very
constantly,
distinct.
it was very distinct,
Very
and it was like
distinct.
that for like 15 minutes. Then one of them poked their head out of the bathroom door and say, "Hey, can you guys hear that?" Like we all knew what was going on, but we were like playing stupid. And we said, "Nope, we don't hear a thing." Like, oh, okay. Then it continued for another 20 minutes. And
Oh my
we
god.
literally turned down the music just to kind of like listen.
Oh my god!
We were laughing in silence because we didn't want to like disturb a good time. But this was entertainment for us that we decided, okay, we might take bets. Let's see how long this will continue. So we were like guessing how long the event would take place. No one actually got it right because we were like saying, a few minutes and whatnot. It's like, wow, 20 minutes. They're going at it. And, and then like the sliding of the feet across the wet tub.
Skirt.
Oh, yeah. And it was like that the entire time. So they were like, then stop, readjust, and keep going. But it was, it's at cons you have really, really fun, weird things that happen like that. Or in the middle of the night, you might hear what might be humping in the other room. Just
No,
when
it's not what might be.
it probably is, but actually I almost thought wrong. Because when I listened to the wall, there was absolutely nothing heard on the other end. That's what actually shocked me. I thought, oh, so it's not the next room. So then I started fishing around. Turns out it was actually the fridge gurgling. Like just
No, I can confirm the people who were doing it because
Oh.
when I came here, it's like, okay, you were here 2 years ago. Okay, well, words are hard sometimes. We fixed everything.
High vibe.
And it's like, no, it's like I heard the bed going against the wall. It's like, yeah. Bed moaning. It's like, yeah. It's like, okay,
Yep,
yeah,
that's
we'll do
pretty.
it.
we're gonna have to like charge you a bed frame. We're gonna put it
Well, no,
on your
it's a-
hotel bill.
It's like I checked this one. It's like immediately I get to the bed. Also, I reach the back and see how much movement again. It's like, no, there's no movement. So they specifically got those against the wall to cover up that spot. And the back part, the headboard is
Yeah.
padded
Okay.
to absorb sound, which I'm guessing.
Yep.
And to absorb motion.
Yep.
You have to wonder that some of us would do that on purpose and say, hey, you want to do it? Yeah. Do you want to make a lot of noise? Yeah. Do you want to annoy the guy next door? Sure, let's do it. And just maybe push the bed like a few inches, say, it's go time, and just start like, ah! I don't know. Because I could see people actually just doing that to have a good time, but then also to annoy the people next door. Or they're expecting the people next door to say, hey, we're being outdone. Prepare yourself. And then now there's like a symphony of humping.
Yeah,
Actually, that would be the most amazing
that would
thing
be
is
the
a
first
symphony
thing.
of
The second
humping
night's
drum.
like, hey, we heard you, you heard us. Let's just all do it together.
So then suddenly some one lone furry who's been raving for 3 hours, he's all tired and he's walking down a hall, and it's just literally a symphony as he's walking down each room. It's like, oh wow, there's a party everywhere. Oh,
Speaking of parties,
oh.
sorry, do you remember? Was it 5 years ago or 6 years ago?
At what con?
This con,
Okay.
we were directly below the Bismuth.
We were actually the room below
Alkali.
Alkali.
And it was Thursday night.
It was Thursday night, going into Friday.
You had
and
just
this was
gotten off work.
I just gotten off work.
You were
and-
literally like you got here at the convention at like 1 a.m.
Oh yeah.
It was a late night because you drove to pick somebody up and brought them here.
Was that Klaus?
I think so.
That was Klaus. I picked him. Oh my God.
You drove to
I
Michigan.
drove 4 hours to pick someone up in Michigan to then come back to Milwaukee.
Wow.
And then I had to do that again. Why the hell did I do that?
Wait.
Oh, that's because he was paying me.
Which part,
Oh.
the UP or the other part of Michigan?
The mitt.
What? Which one?
The mitt.
So
Oh, so you had to go all the way around through Chicago to get to Michigan, then come all the way.
Yep.
back.
Yeah, he's actually from Benton Harbor. So literally, once you go into Michigan, it's like, oh, we're actually right there. But it's Chicago traffic you kind of have to like
Deal with.
deal with.
Yep.
And then yeah, we just got back in.
Yep.
I'm tired.
Yep.
I like.
Yeah. Head hits the
Oh
pillow.
my god!
Asleep.
I can't wait for bed. And then as soon as I try to like fall asleep, not just that, but then you hear and you can tell it's Alkali's
can
voice
tell.
because his voice is distinct
He
and
carries.
it's going through cement floors.
It
He
travels.
carries.
And I'm thinking like, oh,
And we're
no,
directly
please.
below him.
Oh, I just simply want to sleep.
And
then
I
you
finally,
get pissed off.
I got mad. I went upstairs. And next thing you know, I'm invited into a room party. I'm like, can you please keep it down? Dustin is trying to sleep.
But then you
Uh,
contribute to that noise.
But then no, I didn't contribute to the noise. I may have taken a consumable.
Was it very nice?
I don't remember.
Aw.
Did you consume it?
I did, probably. That's
It
what you
was-
do with consumables.
No, you just let them rot in your inventory.
No, not in my inventory. They take up too much space.
Uh,
There's like another segue about sleeping conventions and trying to go to bed. So Klaus, my friend Klaus, is also one of those flukes that will sleep to anything, from construction site sounds to Amazon jungle. And this is the very first time I decided to not go home on a Sunday night, going back home. I decided to actually take the Sunday into Monday. So I called in Sunday night, so they would have gotten a phone call that I wasn't coming in. I stayed at Klaus's room for the night. They gave me floor space, which, you know, at a freight convention, you got to sleep on the floor at least once. It's not comfortable, but someone will give you like a bottle of Jack Daniels, and they didn't realize they passed it to you. But anyway, I'm on the floor. I'm like trying to get cozy and whatnot, and says, "Hey, Dustin, yeah, do you mind if I turn on a bit of some Amazon rainforest?" They're like,
Oh God.
and I thought that has a timer. It can't be that bad, right? So I said, "Sure, why not?" It's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I'll put it on a timer." And it's like, "Oh, okay." 30 minutes later, it's like, "All right, okay, all right. I am waiting for my time." Okay. Then an hour later goes by. It's like, how long is this going to be? Then about 4 hours later, it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. I can't sleep. There are toucans screeching in the background, and a nice tropical rainstorm also pounding against leaves. The most amazing part was that this sound machine was quite accurate, or like just detailed, but it also pissed me off because I just wanted to go to bed. So I decided to then army crawl around one side of the room to the other, nonchalantly as I can crawl, find the plug on the wall, and then plug everything out. Then crawled back to my corner and then tried to go to bed. And then 10 minutes later, the fire alarm was pulled.
Oh my God.
So then everyone's like, "Oh no, we're all woken up." And me, I'm like, "Oh God, why me? I have to drive like 5 hours. Why me?"
Sometimes life just gives you the big fuck you.
So then we all go outside and whatnot, and we're all waiting outside. Then we get the clear to go back in. I was the first one to run. I was the first one to run back inside. It's like, nope, You know what? Fire or not, I'm just going to go straight in. I'm going to go to bed. And
Was
I
that
passed
here or
out.
was that? I feel
That's
like
at-
that was IFC.
That's at IFC 2014.
That's not the same year as
Oh yeah, that's right. We had IFC 2019
because that
twice.
we had 2 fire alarms we had to go outside
It
for.
was
I thought that was 2018.
It was Saturday morning. No, it was Friday morning and then Saturday morning consecutively that someone had pulled the fire alarm.
No, it not pulled. It went off.
Like,
Oh, it went off twice.
We came to find out that it was the kitchen.
oh my God.
It
They
also
burned toast.
They burnt something.
was this the same one where back when Ascari Husky used to do like furry interviews? Because I know that an alarm went. Yeah, when he was doing an interview, I think it was with Caffeine Fox. His like midway through the video, the alarm was pulled.
I can heard about that.
Yeah, he's like, somebody pulled an alarm during my video.
I see that. Yes.
I feel like we should stop talking about alarms because we're going to jinx
Yeah.
ourselves.
Oh goodness.
Oh God, what if that happens during this stream?
Okay, I'll be freezing.
We have Wi-Fi. We'll just continue the podcast. We'll just say, "Hey guys, we're on the move." Guess what? Everything's on
Hey,
fire.
we're
We're gonna be like
outside.
that band from the movie Titanic. We're just gonna stay here and watch the sinking ship.
You just
Go.
iCarly it.
Just yeah. We're sitting on a car. We don't know who it is, but hey, we're still doing this podcast. Oh yeah, and the hotel's doing fine. It's on fire.
I kind of had a
This
moment
is
like that
fine.
a
This
few
is
weeks
fine.
ago where the fire alarm went off in my apartment building, probably because someone blackened their potatoes, and everyone gets out of the building, and I was in a voice call with someone, and I had my phone out, so I just had the camera on. And it's like, okay, you get to watch me leave the apartment building now. Get to watch the 100 or so people outside the building. Firemen go in, watch us queue up for the elevator before they unlock the stairs. So, yeah, you can definitely just get some entertainment value.
Wait, the stairs were locked?
Yeah, and my apartment building typically, okay, you can go down the stairs, you can't go up. The only way up is with the elevator because the elevator has the key fob reader.
Weird.
The only time that they have the stairs unlocked at the bottom is if the elevator isn't working or 5 minutes after people come back in from a fire alarm.
That's odd.
So something else that came up or came to mind for me, I'm revisiting old notes from old podcasts, and since we have mainly new audience, you have me write this down. I don't even remember what this is about.
I'm
So
terrified.
for me, this is going to be new because I just don't remember. Skin tag Sasquatch man.
What?
What is that? Please explain.
Oh, I remember. Oh my God. Yes, we can
what
talk about this.
The hell is the skin tag Sasquatch
Okay.
man?
So, Capricorn is a science fiction convention in Chicago. So this past year in February was Capricorn 42. So this is its 42nd year consecutively.
And then actually, before you go into that, does anybody have a skin tag or know what a skin tag is?
I know what it is.
Okay, so
You know
let's
what a
all
skin tag
assume that
is?
the internet knows what a skin tag is. All right.
Basically, it's just an extra piece of skin that is grown out that is just there. Like you can cut
It's
it.
kind of like the tag on your shirt. You still
Right.
don't know why it's there.
You can
but
cut
it's
it,
there.
but a lot of times your epidermis will literally regenerate it and replace it like it's supposed to be there.
Right.
It thinks it's supposed to be there.
It thinks it's Wolverine.
It does.
We've got a healing factor of what, +5?
Yeah.
So
And actually, before you go in, the other podcast that I watch,
Yeah.
because I'm a podcast fan, Trixie Mattel or Tracy Martell
Oh, yeah.
and Katya, the two drag queens on YouTube, they talk about skin tags. And Trixie asks Katya about her skin tag, and Katya has a skin tag, and she says, "Have you ever had it looked at, like by a doctor, to see if it's, have you ever had it examined?" And Katya just says, just kind of, like this a little bit with it, just plays with it. I'm like, oh, so you don't you haven't actually had a doctor look at it. You just play with it.
it's
You're literally just playing with your
it's now a pet.
Like, what is wrong with you?
So what I remember what skin tag dude was.
Skin tag Sasquatch man.
Skin tag Sasquatch. Okay. So
Please
this is a
explain.
science fiction convention, which is actually a really, really fun time. And it's almost like an early look at the universe or the solar system, but with like furry. Because I see like the party board with a grease pen, and it'll say, hey, go to this party, or the party name, the type of party, the hotel room, and the time. So it's like, oh, this is like looking back what furry conventions were kind of like 20, 30, 40 years ago in its infancy, because it's really like a small kind of convention. It seems to be quite close-knit and whatnot, but people also cosplay to it. So I find that pretty cool. Then one gentleman wore a Sasquatch costume. Or actually, at this point, I call it a fursuit because I'm going to call it what it is. It was a really good-looking Sasquatch fursuit. But the gentleman also didn't zip it up in the back because there's a back zipper.
Oh, no.
Oh.
But he also doesn't seem like he's wearing anything at all.
Okay.
I think
no.
the dude was mostly naked for the most part.
Oh boy.
So as he's walking around like nonchalantly, like, he's done this for many years. I noticed that the back zipper's undone, and he's just kind of running around and whatnot. It's like, oh, okay. But then I noticed something was like a giant, like JFK $50 size skin tag just sitting there. It's like, whoa, I've never seen one get that big.
Wow.
Then for some reason, the next time he came walking by, I'm looking at it like, that's impressive. That's impressive.
He must be proud.
He is showing it off like, hey, Look what I got.
This is my baby.
This is my baby.
Maybe he tried to zip it up, but his skin tape got caught in the zipper.
Oh.
Oh, that would be awful.
What I want to know is what was he running from?
To this day, I still don't have a clue. And they
Cameras?
say he might still be running in Chicago. We just don't know why.
It's the Chicago Streaker.
Come back,
It is
Sasquatch man.
It's the Chicago Squatch. Oh, look at him! He's hailing a taxi.
Is Chicago Squatch like their equivalent of the Milwaukee Wolverine?
Milbury.
Wait, there's a Wolverine in
Yeah.
Milwaukee? What?
Yep.
There's this guy. He looks exactly like Wolverine,
Oh.
but he always walks without a shirt on. So there he is. He's just walking with no shorts, and he just walks around all around downtown Milwaukee. And so he has a nickname of Milbury.
Yeah.
Wolverine.
I need to
And
see this man.
My sister actually got to meet him.
Oh, cool.
She has pictures and everything.
Nice.
That's
And
pretty
it's,
cool.
It's very hard to find him because he walks at an incredible fast speed, and he will disappear just like that.
That's really, really impressive. I wish I could do that to like safety meetings.
And now Milwaukee made a little figurine, Milverine, and he has a figure.
So is
now
he in
that's when you
Chicago
really
or
make it-
Milwaukee?
Milwaukee.
Okay.
That's when you really make it in life, is when you have your own bobblehead or figurine.
Can you add that to your resume?
We need a figurine of the like super religious car that has
Yes.
all
I
the
haven't seen that
all the
in many
shit printed
years.
on it.
Is that still around?
It probably still is, because the last time I actually saw it, I poked it, my whole fist went through the side. I actually think the bumper stickers, because if you're from actually, I don't think anyone's from local Milwaukee.
Nope.
But there is a station wagon with a giant balsa wood sign of all these religious, not just verses and such like that, but more like, oh, he is
God.
coming, repent. And the guy is a Milwaukee staple. For the last 40 years, he'd be driving these vehicles clapped out with bumper stickers with as much signage as possible. And I've always thought that's always kind of strange. And wow, the amount of weight of bumper stickers on that car, because it actually makes the car wider and more thicker. Then one day I actually got a chance to get close to it. The guy was not around. It's like, I can get close to it and not have to hear the megaphone on top.
I
Sometimes,
forgot about the megaphone.
so I was like looking around and
Oh my
whatnot. It's
God.
like, okay, all right, well, this thing is not a rolling pile as I thought it was. And then I decided to like just press it, and then all of a sudden my whole fist goes in. It's like, oh no, this thing is all bumper sticker. There is no car at all.
Yep.
Be like Milverine. Dude, his pecs. Oh my God, his pecs. It's like the Grand Canyon.
There's many videos about him. And they made him a
his
bobble.
pecs.
They actually made him into a
Yeah.
bobblehead.
Like if you were to like jump off that, you would like hit the ground 20 feet. Like there was my chest works out. Boom, boom. And then just like, oh.
He's got that gap like what was it? Was it Mel Gibson in that SpongeBob movie?
Oh,
Oh,
No, that
You know,
was
that's
David Hasselhoff.
David Hasselhoff.
Right, you get that machine and separate.
Oh,
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
I was like, when I was a kid, I was trying to figure out how the hell does that work?
hydraulics.
Oh, there's somebody at the door.
Now, where there's actually hydraulics, that means that there's controls. If you have movable pecs, where is the control?
Terry Crews.
Ratatouille. It's,
Oh, Papa! Oh!
it's Ratatouille. Just going like this.
Double sun power.
Double sun power! Oh!
Ooh. This is sort of a segue, but if you like that sort of thing, Zanny is hosting a panel tomorrow at 9, Saturday morning cartoons.
Oh,
They put together a massive collage of all these like great kind of animations and such, and they have edits like those in there. So do check those out. They also, I don't know if they're doing it this year, but previous years they've always offered cereal for you
Oh,
to
Yeah, they did that 2 years ago. I know they did that. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm
I'm
assuming
hoping-
that's going to be a no.
What? Maybe, I don't know.
The cereal offered, they were in those little boxes like a kid
Right.
get for lunch or whatnot. to
Oh,
go.
like gas
It
station
wasn't-
cereal size.
Yeah, it wasn't like a
essentially.
big box where one can pour their own. It's like, no,
Okay.
it was that single serving
Yep.
size cereal box.
I never believed in those.
I did. I begged
Anytime
for
I was given one, it's
Yeah,
like
I
I
begged
cannot be
for
contained
those.
from one box alone.
It's a box of broken dreams, is that it?
and then I would only ever eat the Fruit Loops and leave the other two.
I was never actually that big into cereal.
I wasn't either, but that's all that I was like given as a kid. It's like, okay, fine, I'll just have this instead.
I liked life.
I eat a lot of cereal in the morning, but that's because it's a time where like I don't feel like I don't have the energy to even like put something in the toaster. I want to eat now, and cereal satisfies that. But I'm also the type of person that eats cereal dry. I can't eat cereal with milk. It just gets. I don't like how it gets soggy. So your mileage may vary.
But for me, when I get in the morning, it's like I don't want to eat anything cold. So it's like because what I had was like my parents always bought those Eggo pancakes or waffles. You just throw in the microwave or toast or
Oh, yeah.
a minute. And it's like that was it. It's like well, at least it's work. Because then yeah, it's the same thing with cereal because the milk is just cold. It's like I don't want to eat this fucking cold cereal in the morning.
And you're like, screw the syrup. Just eat the waffle.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
syrup,
Yep.
just warm waffle.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And if it's like the chocolate chip ones, it's like, all right, I just had a cookie for breakfast. What's up? Time to feel like crap in about 2 hours.
I used to eat the toast, the waffles where you toast them,
Yeah,
just with butter and that's it.
that's
Forget
valid.
the- Forget the syrup and everything. Just eat it with the butter and go.
Valid.
I think I once tried to make myself once, and it only happened once because of the amount of work. And then realizing, okay, society has been showing this to be like the standard American breakfast of you make some bacon, you get an egg or two, and some toast. Then you realize the amount of time that you're putting towards food in the morning is like, oh, I can't believe I'm dedicating this much work so I can feed myself before I go to work.
That's why McDonald's was invented.
Oh, dude. And after that, it's like, oh, you want a sausage McMuffin? Oh, just come to the drive-through. But now it's like, oh, eggs, bacon, toast. Now I got to eat it. Then I know I'm gonna have to put it in the either the dishwasher or in the sink. It's like, well, I'm gonna take care of that later. Then the cycle continues again. Then I couldn't justify keep doing that every morning. It's like, nope, I'm only I'm only doing this once.
Clogged arteries.
Clogged arteries.
And you want to talk about clogged arteries and cooking eggs and bacon? It's like if you ever do it, cook your bacon first and in the same pan. Don't wash it. Put your eggs in.
Yeah,
it.
there you
Oh
go.
yeah, it actually makes it easier to like.
That
Like-
sounds good.
It is delicious.
I'm
Best
hungry.
way to do it right there. Bacon grease.
I guess this would be a fun topic to talk about is cooking mishaps. And I think the best moment of my life happened to be cooking sausages over a fire, and you touch one sausage on a grate over a roaring fire, and then they all toss they just all roll off directly into the fire. So what's the normal person would probably likely do is they might say, well, that's not savable. Me, I felt like I got to feed like 20 people. You know what? Ash is a seasoning. I'm going to stab every single one of them. I'm putting them back on. I ain't cleaning none of this off.
Ash
You
is a
guys
seasoning.
stab and
You
I
get
put them
that
back on.
smoky flavor.
Oh yeah, and the funny bit about it was I was so disappointed about it. It's like, oh, I was hoping this to be absolutely perfect because I'm a perfectionist, and you know what? Every single time I say that, something goes wrong, and everyone loved them. It's like, oh my god, I don't know what seasoning you put in there, but it tastes absolutely amazing. And the one guy, it's like, is this a piece of wood?
Black lung.
And I just simply say, I got nothing on that. That's probably defective sausage.
Live fast, eat ash.
Eat ass.
Nice.
And then I had one myself, and it's like, oh, actually, damn, I should do this more often.
You just got like the bit of ashes on your teeth, just like stuck there. You do like this shit eating grin, and
It's
it's just
Try the new Johnsonville ash brat. Mm.
You put it through the
Ashy.
poor man's smoker.
Did you want to brush your teeth and eat a sausage? Well, enjoy the grittiness of ash, but the nice juiciness of a sausage. Do two things at the same time.
Best of both worlds.
The best of both worlds.
Best and worst of both
Has
worlds.
anyone had any fun cooking mishaps or accidents that just like worked out incredibly well, or just absolutely went up in smoke?
I had a soup that had to be completely redone.
What did you
Please
do with the
explain.
soup?
Well, somebody put something in there that made the broth turn blue.
What the fuck?
So we had blue soup, which just doesn't look appetizing.
Why do I get reminded? It's like you're reminded. It's like I'm getting the picture of Linguini and Ratatouille just trying to fix that.
There was
soup.
cabbage in
He
there.
takes that one sip and immediately wants to hurl.
Just like there was like cabbage in
That's
there or
right.
something.
That
and
scene. It's like
who wants blue
And then
soup?
He made
blue
the soup.
soup.
He made it. He broke physics while doing that because he made the rat gag. And rats do not have a gag reflex, and he
Wow.
made the rat almost throw up.
Yeah. Maybe the rat is just like just a hair on the scale of anthropomorphism. Like,
blue soup. That sounds like something from Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, like with the blue milk.
Yeah, is that made from those whatever they're called, not cows, with the not milk?
Are you talking about milk in an almond?
You show me the tit on an almond.
Hey, I like
How the hell
almond
do you
juice.
know good almond?
It's very, very small hands.
Well,
I guess so.
there's actually so
wait, you can?
no, I mean like, but
Oh, you get almond milk.
yeah, well, so the almonds that they use in a lot of like almond-based products has to be baked a certain way
Okay.
because if you don't, it produces cyanide.
Oh,
You will actually die. That's why whenever like you would watch like say for instance NCIS, they had an episode where Abby was like, "Do you smell almonds?"
Oh yeah,
It's
I
big.
remember that.
Yeah, it was because she was smelling the first signs of cyanide.
Well, that's so we're gonna die no matter what we do.
No, it's only if you bake them.
Stop
wrong.
drinking milk, drink cyanide instead.
Drink cyanide.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I'll be taking your questions here at
just reach the end state as fast as possible.
exit stage right. Damn it! I read out the part that I was supposed to do out loud again.
You know, thinking about cyanide milk, that just sounds like a 50s commercial. Like, try Dow asbestos squares. Also, for your
Asbestos.
baby, Dow asbestos diapers.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Like, here, you want to play with a Hot Wheel? All lead paint. Actually, it may just be a car that's like lead paint poured into a mold of a Hot Wheel car.
My favorite dangerous like 50s toy thing is the gas powered pogo stick.
Not-
What?
That sounds dangerous.
So you can be lazy and the thing
wanna
launches
try
you
it.
up for you?
I think it's meant to be like to like make it
Jump
bounce.
higher?
Wait,
It's been a while since I
not
saw
the
the
toys
thing
that
for it.
allow you to make essentially a small nuclear reactor,
Oh yeah, from
Yeah,
like a
those
chemistry
exist.
set.
huh?
Because I know that you could get plutonium or like radium from a chemistry set.
It's uranium.
Yeah, like back in like the early 50s, they put this. I don't know what it was. Like they were trying to get kids interested in science, but
Baby's first reactor.
yeah, but they had like these volatile compounds, like the same. It's kind of like like those easy bake ovens that people
Yeah.
used to have.
Easy
Those
bake.
They
Yeah,
still make those.
the earlier models were so hot it actually burnt people.
Yes.
No way.
Yeah,
The easy bake ovens.
Yep.
They
They were dangerous.
They had the best stuff.
and they were completely metal too.
yeah.
Oh my.
So of course, baking something, you got hot metal right there, and kids are, touching it, and
Ooh, what's the?
and so I don't think late I think they had it till like the early to late 90s. That's when they stopped. Hey, metal, when hot, don't touch. So
Right.
that's when they went to plastic. But those caught on fire so easily because of the metal coils inside the
Inside the
Inside the
device
oven.
or something.
would get too hot and melt the plastic, start on fire, and so they decided, forget easy bake ovens and all that shit.
Maybe this was a sign, and they were just trying to get rid of us kids.
Maybe.
Like,
No.
here, Johnny, take care of this. Hope you don't die.
Yeah, all this is like no. This explains crime rates. throughout time.
What?
It's a test to see who can survive the longest, and those that can make it to adulthood made it to adulthood, and the rest that didn't make it past, well, you just kind of have to do a solemn salute of like, Timmy, you're a good kid, but that radium got you good.
See, now growing up in the 80s and 90s, we had that kind of stuff compared to now.
That was like quite dangerous.
It was quite dangerous.
They
man.
they still had it even in like the early 2000s too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
With
right.
Hannah Montana, the trading cards, they were encased in like this lead container. Like the lead compound or composition was too high compared to what is normally acceptable.
Oh my goodness.
And then what was it? There was another one.
That's
Oh,
incredible.
the CSI the CSI crime scene kit. They actually, you'd think that you're like playing around with like these things that are acting as it. No, you were playing with the real shit.
Oh,
And
that one.
yeah, some chemist was like, "Hold on, we should be giving these to kids. They don't know what this is. They're gonna die." Well,
Then you'll be on TV.
yeah, pretty much. That's what, they ended up having to recall the entire set.
Yeah. So I grew up on the lead paint and all that fun stuff.
You didn't eat it, did you?
I must say, no comment.
Now he's actually going to plead the fifth.
What?
I
Where?
may have tried a little taste of it when I was a kid, but
You know what?
Some chips ended up in my orange juice.
It's okay. We all tried at some point.
I used to
That's
peel
okay.
glue off my fingers all the time in school.
Well, at least it
Wait,
wasn't lead
peel?
paint.
Yeah.
I thought it was so fun. It's like, look at the skin is coming off. Ha 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 ha.
Then you eat it.
Oh,
yes.
Wait,
I
no.
had,
No.
yes,
Did
I
you?
I think so.
Oh no.
No,
I
right.
had a classmate who
No.
did. He would eat.
Glue?
Yeah, he would eat glue.
So
It would be like the big,
Elmer's.
giant size of glue.
it's like Lunchables, but glue.
He'll be in a corner, and he's just
Oh my
No.
Oh,
god.
my.
all throughout the class. He's just like,
Now,
I've
I've
never
never
said anything. We just watched him.
I never tasted glue. And I don't know if you have ever tasted glue either, but the most amazing question I want to ask this individual or another who's tasted glue. What does it taste like, and why do you keep eating glue? Because it must taste good to that you still want to do it, or do you get high off of it?
maybe.
Is it
Yeah.
a super drug that we
There's
don't
gotta
all
be.
know, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, it's like you're like the moment you oh hey man, give me the Elmers. Whoa, I see the
I
universe.
know.
I think
Oh,
I just wanted to
the reason why he
Snap.
liked eating that, like, it tasted
Ah.
like sour milk.
oh,
Who the
Oh,
fuck drinks
wow.
sour
Um,
milk
I know. I'm
willingly?
like, why?
that's like an accidental thing. It's like the one time I accidentally tasted gasoline. I had dropped the gas can and I didn't put the cap on, but perfectly at the right moment, as soon as
Huh?
the can dropped, a
What do you
small
mean?
squirt of
This
gas
bad.
came barreling out, met me in the face where my mouth was open, and I got a mouthful of it. I'd gone the rest of my life before then to think I don't ever want to know what this ever would taste like, even if it was morbid curiosity. I never thought I'd ever want to taste it. Then I tasted it. It's like, oh, come on. I was hoping just to live my entire natural life to not know what it would taste like.
When we get
a
Oh.
chance.
Does it taste like
Tell
it smells?
everybody.
Yeah.
I kind of forget because I kind of don't want to remember.
Okay.
But oh my God, I was like,
It's like
I can't
metal
believe that
tasting.
happened. I
It
can't
gives you a
believe.
nice middle after
Yeah.
this, because they happened to me one time as well. I dropped a can and it just, exploded.
Oh
Is it
no!
your bed?
Now
It
I know
stings in
why.
your eyes, and it
Yes.
stings in like cuts. But that's like,
Now I know why there's so many people drinking laundry detergent. Like you,
Oh.
you start from this
the
in
Tide
childhood.
Pods?
You start from this in
Forbidden
childhood, and then that's just the gateway drug to just walk into
Gateway drug.
Walmart, just taking the cap off the laundry detergent, drinking it right in the aisle, and just staring people down in the face when they look at you.
I got some woolite. You want some? You want some woolite? No, man. I only take Full-X.
No, I only take Downy.
I take Gain for gains.
You know what?
No,
I can't
With-
stand
with
liquids,
scent.
but I'd rather take the pouches. Me, I'm more like what's that? Tide
Tide
pouch.
Pods.
Tide
Tide. I'm the
Forbidden
basic.
fruit.
I'm the basic bitch. Great value brand
Yeah.
from Walmart.
Target Up and Up.
They have their own brand.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
All the Target stuff, at least years ago, was like Up and Up was the brand. Unless they changed that. I haven't
they
been in a
still have it.
Target.
Eh,
The last time I was in a Target, I think it was like before they made the logo lowercase.
ooh.
Wait, they made a.
Yeah,
Wait.
yeah, because when I was still before I moved to my current place, and when I'd regularly go to your place from my parents' place in West Dallas, the path I'd bike along would be past a Target, and one day I noticed while coming back from your place that the Target logo was lowercase.
Is that,
So it's now a Target.
Hey, Dustin.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go.
Aw.
I'm getting sleepy and I gotta drive back.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So thank you for having me
Thanks for being here.
at
Thanks for
your
being here.
first annual live podcast.
Yes, very first one.
Good luck,
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Rob.
gentlemen.
What time are you
And-
heading back tomorrow?
I'll probably be here before 9.
Okay.
At least that's the goal.
Now that we're talking about drugs that you like, not drugs, but things that you should take. What?
Freudian slip. Freudian slip.
It's substances that people pretend that are drugs, use them as drugs, but are not really drugs.
Don't do
And-
drugs, kids,
Yeah, please don't. But
unless they're prescribed.
Candy,
so,
cigarettes.
now that's actually one, yeah.
I used to get candy cigarettes all the time.
So
you have gum ones?
in high school,
No, just the ones you bite.
Yeah.
in senior year, because at this point I started, to kind of like lax off and kind of be a bit more chill instead of being the uber duber nerd, because apparently I was not having any fun. So I decided I'm going to have some fun in my last year in high school. However, there were certain things I did not want to do anyway, because I figured that does not look right or safe at all. But I'm going to watch anyone who does stupid stuff so I can like learn for science to understand, yeah, that is pretty stupid. And one of my friend, whose name is Guy, and he got himself a small pixie stick one day, and he just did a small line, and like, oh my god, that feels so weird. So we were laughing in the back of class and whatnot. It was during math class, which the teacher was
Meth class.
With math class. Oh my god, the math teacher was actually some kind of emergency, whatnot. So she was gone for the whole week. We had an English teacher for our substitute teacher, which is even perfect because she had no idea what math was. So for the entire week, we were absolutely clueless about proofs, which totally screwed me for the rest of the semester. So I had to learn from another person how to do proofs. Well, bored in class the next day, Guy decided to bring out of his backpack a tube that kept like, it's kind of like a clown car, but like a pixie stick. It was the jumbo one. When he started pulling it out, it kept coming out like, oh wow, I didn't realize they were like making jumbo ones. It says, hey, I got a big one. It's like, oh dude, no. It's like, I want to feel this again. It's like, okay, all right. So he decided to cut the tip of this pixie stick, decided to do a fat line. So then he would like slowly like, and I got worried, not so much of the first intake of this stuff going into his nose. It's just how perfectly he did it.
Uh-huh.
So I was more concerned about, whoa, he just like snorted like 3 inches of pixie stick. I was more concerned of, he got 3 inches of pixie stick clean up his nose
Without coughing?
without, well, there was some coughing involved, but then he started giggling like an idiot, and I started giggling like an idiot. It's like, okay, all right, well, that's like kind of funny. It's like, hey, I'm gonna do more. So then all of a sudden he goes totally like turbo. Ah! In the middle of like math class. And everyone's like, oh, what the hell is going on? And the English teacher was not having any of it. So that was the one and only time I ever had gotten detention. And my folks were like, what the hell did you do? Because you were a good kid. And then something stupid happened. What did you do? Oh, I just watched the kid snort a giant jumbo pixie stick, and I just laughed. I'm like, oh, is that it? Shit. All right, well, that's fine. So they just kind of like let me be. And guy is like, oh, dude, man, I can't feel my face. I can't feel my face at all. And after that, he never been the same again.
I'm sure he isn't.
No, he is not the same. He's actually a really nice guy, but he's like, hey, you know that time I did that pixie stick? Like, yeah, I'm living in an alternate reality because I'm always judging that I should have not done that. I could be in a different reality right now.
I got a story similar to that.
Oh, no.
About 4 years ago, me and a couple of buddies went to the mall, and we stopped at, Starbucks in the mall there,
Okay. All right.
having a coffee, and I see cinnamon.
No.
Yes. So I put a little
Yes.
on top of the cover, and I snorted that shit. I could not get past. I
Was-
got half and my nose burned.
Was that probably during the cinnamon challenge?
No.
Oh,
This was way before. And I got
Before.
video for it too.
Oh my
goodness.
God.
I still got the video. If anybody wants to watch it.
let's see. Because that pixie stick was like the closest thing where I saw someone do drugs.
Hey, at least people aren't like affecting the entire school with their drug use at your high school. In my school district, now, not my high school, which was West Isle Central, but the other high school, which was Nathan Hale. At least I'm pretty sure it happened at Nathan Hale. I think it's like where someone like stuck their blunt or like vape in a paper towel dispenser in a bathroom, and then it caught fire.
Wow.
I had a gentleman who, because I drive the bus in Milwaukee, and I get individuals that would like smoke a cigarette or smoke a joint right before they get on my bus. And I have smoke detectors on my bus. So the county's not stupid. They'll actually talk to me at the end of the day. Oh yeah, we had a smoke detector go off on your bus. We just kind of want to make sure you're not smoking. Like, I wasn't smoking. But yeah, that was totally not me. And this was actually Wednesday morning of this past week.
Uh-huh.
So I'm starting my bus. I'm doing my pre-check. I'm doing my DVI and whatnot. And one of my fellow bus drivers is also doing his bus. He's actually cranking it up, and he's just doing his safety check as well. And he's also smoking a cigarette while also doing this from far away. Then all of a sudden, I smelled like that skunk smell.
Uh-huh.
It's like, oh damn, O'Neill's got some good stuff. And as he's like doing like his bus inspection, I'm like staring out the window, like looking at him, like, man, he's a cool cat because he's smoking on station property, and he's like, man, O'Neill would not ever suspect it. Then he looks at me, and then now he comes over to me like, oh damn, I don't know what he's gonna talk about. Like, it's not what you actually think it is. There was a skunk that actually got angry while I was passing by, and he sprayed me. So then that's what you're smelling it because it went on me and like, oh, because I said like, I'm sorry, I thought you had some really good stuff. And like, oh, so he's just like, you're awful but funny. But there was one other time when a gentleman did smoke on my bus, and I had to tell him like, hey, you can't do that. It's like, oh, okay. So he pinched it and put it in his pocket.
Yes.
Then his pants started alight.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
And the man who was so stubborn, who could be described as my kind of stubbornness to not accept fate or, logic of like what's going on.
Yeah.
So his pants are smoking in the bus, even more than the cigarette. And I say, hey,
Your pants are on fire.
are you doing okay back there? Like, oh yeah, I'm actually doing just fine. And just like a factory chimney coming out of his shirt. And it's like, you are gonna burn a $250,000 bus, and I'm gonna watch it happen because I want to know what happens. But the guy like got up and he just got off my bus like, oh, this is gonna be so hard to explain to the county why it smells not just like cigarette smoke, but like jeans and burning flesh. Because this man, because this is like North Milwaukee, and
not that part.
and what's actually amazing, he did not complain one bit.
Oh yeah.
But he was like not even acknowledging the fact that he's partially on fire and like cool like a cucumber. He got off my bus as he, as cool as he got on. And he sat on my bus for like 15 minutes. Then he finally got off and I was really quite amazed. Wow.
Yeah.
He lasted 15 minutes. Now the whereabouts of those pants, we don't know. But that man somewhere in Milwaukee that day had probably a nice decent sized hole in his jeans. How did that happen? Oh, I just put a lit cigarette in my pants. I didn't really fully stamp it out. Well, did you really put it out? Not really. I don't know why. But that was incredible though. But I had to like explain to the county. So we're getting incidences of cigarette smoke. Can you explain that? Like, oh yeah, the first time. That was from someone smoking from outside the bus. It's like, oh, okay. Well, what about the second one? Well, a man's pants caught on fire. Like, oh. Well, what caused that? Oh, well, he put a lit cigarette in his pants. Like, well, that's kind of dumb. That's what I thought.
Do they have camera in the buses? Or
There's 6 of them, and 5 of them are on me for some reason. But for the rest of the bus, there's only one that looks back. But there's 6. There's 5 of them that look on me. So I like literally being watched everything that I do. But everyone else in the back of the bus could be having a party, and no one would ever probably know.
Crazy.
I love my job.
Crazy.
Because anytime that I'm on break, people give me fist bumps like, hey, bus man, and just get fist bump.
Mr. T.
Mr. T, because no one knows how to pronounce my last name. So say, oh, yeah, it's Mr. T. It's like, oh, well, how did you know? Well, I saw your bus. You're getting closer. I don't see a face, just a silhouette of crazy hair. I knew it was you. It's like, oh, it's going to be a good day. That's amazing.
Just need to paint the bus the 18 colors.
Dude, yeah.
What was it, black or blue?
Yeah, I think it was black with like a red stripe.
Red stripe. It goes like straight and then down or something like that.
I love a lot of the people that get on my bus because all they have to look at is the like the silhouette of my head when I had longer hair.
Mm-hmm.
They say, "Oh, here's my bus," and they like, "Oh, it's him." It's him because you can tell by like the amount of crazy mop of hair. It's like, oh, today is a good day. I get to be on your bus. So when they like, I open up my doors and they're like, oh, it's you. I'm like, how can you tell? Hair.
Yeah. I remember those days.
We need Crazy Hoosk hair back.
No, I'm keeping it short. I am now molted for the summer. I am now aerodynamic.
Not me.
But
That's thanks to me.
yes, and so you are a hairstylist, Poos.
Yes.
What are some crazy times behind the barber chair? Have you ever had any interesting moments behind the barber chair?
So many.
So many. Are there any one that stand out to you?
Small children.
Okay. and you want to shave him bald.
Well, there was a father that came in and he had 3 sons,
Okay.
and to save time, he had all 3 of them getting a haircut at the same time.
Sitting in the same chair.
Not in the same chair. We have enough stylists in the salon to have them all be helped by different stylists. And you could tell the dad was not usually the one to bring them.
To get a haircut.
It was usually mom. You could tell mom was usually, because mom knows exactly this one gets this one gets that, and this one gets this.
Mm-hmm.
And dad was just, you could tell,
He
scatterbrained and
probably could care less.
all over the place. No, he was like nervous and didn't know what the heck he was doing. You
Really?
could just tell he was like inexperienced dad. Usually he was at work. Mom took the kids to get their haircut. So the first 2, really easy. Buzz cut. The last one, which I got, apparently does not get, the usual buzz down to a 3 or 4 clipper guard. He gets a special like trim because he wants to keep his hair longer for whatever reason.
For whatever reason,
Sir,
long hair is the correct hair.
well, I don't judge people by their hair length. Everybody has their look, and that's fine. But I asked the dad, how much do you want off? And I guess he missed that first statement because he said 4 or 5 inches. So we were talking 2 different conversations. I was asking how much he wanted to cut off, and he thought I was asking how much to leave on, which can be
Oh.
2 very different things. It'd be like me cutting
Whoa.
your hair and saying, "Do you want me to cut an inch off or leave an inch?" That's a 2 very different looks that I would be giving her.
Wow.
Cutting an inch off or leaving an inch on her head.
This is so sad.
So I did what I thought he wanted to do, and I can even see in the little kid's face. He was like, "What?"
It's almost like a pigeon that's like being mouthed on by a dog, and it's like accepting its fate. Like, whoa.
Yeah. But ended up, the kid ended up liking it. The dad was like furious, and I'm like, I asked you. It was not like across the room. Hey, it was literally standing right next to him. How much? Because I even made the comment. So you only want to leave X amount of inches, and I said to the dad, that's not leaving much. There's not going to be much hair left, and he just, no, it's fine.
It didn't register to him.
It did not register. You could tell it did not register.
Wow.
What can I do? He was trying to manage 3 different kids in 3 different chairs. So yeah, I did that. I just went. Zoop.
I hope you went straight down the middle the first time. Like, okay, kid, your day is about to change. There's no turning back.
Like Mr. Bean.
Yeah.
He does a
Mr.
haircut like that. Well, what do we think? Good stopping point?
I mean, we got another 7 minutes.
You wanna-
our panel's up till
Do
1:30.
we still have Alpha with us?
Alpha went to bed, but he's pretty happy with podcasts.
Okay.
Is there anything from your notes, or is there anything someone wants to talk about?
Anybody? Anything? Anything crazy that you've had to experience in your professional or personal lives
More in free.
that you wish to share? We did talk about cosplays that we wanted to do. You mentioned to me Valkyrie Chronicles.
Oh yeah, we did discuss that at one point. I guess we could talk about cosplays. So anime is a fun subject.
Yes, it is.
I could really learn to dive into more anime in time because I only have the same set of anime that I've watched since high school, and I'm kind of stuck watching the same stuff. But it's because I like it enough that I stick within that I rarely ever go beyond that, but when I do, I like to at least try to experiment. But I'm a fursuiter, I'm a reenactor, so dressing up to do something that I am not is pretty normal to me. But there's been a few times where I've gone to an anime convention where it's like, you know what, I kind of feel out of place. I want to cosplay something that people would like automatically know where it's from.
Without having to explain it. They can
Right.
just see it and know.
And I don't know much of the other cosplays that a lot of people tend to do, so I'm kind of clueless. But at least I want to get involved in it. So it's like, yeah, I do like the Valkyrie Chronicles, and it's kind of like a war anime sort of deal. They're like orbs and spikes and pantaloon pants. Pantaloon pants, like absolutely like the main evil villain of the story, Maximilian, has like these giant oblong orbs for like thighs, and just like absolutely like fantastic thighs at that point. But I would like to be like cosplaying the militia, which is the good guys. It's like, you know what? I think that'd be pretty fun to do. I could be crafty and make my own from scratch. Like go to Goodwill, get a jacket, disassemble it, make a template, and then rebuild something from that. Because there is some fantastic cosplay out there that people put a lot of time in, and I give them credit. It's much like fursuit building. People know their craft. It's amazing. And they put a lot of
Mr.
time and effort
Cosplay.
into it.
Yeah, well, this is the first attempt ever for me.
Well, yeah, you got the
That actually looks pretty convincing, too.
Uh-huh. I thought you did hurt himself like that for a minute.
Yeah.
He's actually Scar.
Yeah.
method acting.
He is actually part cat, so at this point, he could be Scar.
Yep. I could be.
What did you do to Mufasa?
I put pen on him,
Aw.
and all the hissing began.
Cosplay. I've been wanting to do it. I've included with my first shooting, and my sister got married on Halloween.
Ooh, okay.
So
Perfect time.
yeah, so she and her wife would do different cosplays and all that, and they do it just remarkably. Like they actually would make the same costumes as from the movie, so you would think they got the stuff from the actual movies,
Right.
but it's not. So every year I try to beat them, try to come up with this awesome cosplay, but I can never do it because they're such talented, and I just end up going as my husky.
Is there a cosplay that you would like to do if you had the time, effort, money, or if it came already pre-assembled costume? What would that cosplay be?
That's a good question.
Like favorite video game or favorite anime that you would gravitate to?
For some reason I just want to be like Nightwing from Batman.
Okay.
Because I grew up on the old Batman,
Right.
Batman Robin,
Yeah.
and then of course Dick Grayson grew into
The live action ones, or
the comics.
oh,
I'm
okay.
more into the comic versions instead of the real actions,
Right.
because I think the real action kind of take that
Yeah, true.
away, really, because it's just like, oh, normal person in costume. But in the comics, they're doing all this and that.
Yeah.
So I would probably be Nightwing.
And Nightwing is a very darker
Yeah.
version of Robin. Like considerably darker.
As far as like morals,
Yeah.
Everything. Yeah. And the suit represents that. Because it's black and blue.
Well, now it's black and red. You want it to
Right.
red.
But originally
Well, I'd rather
originally
go with
black
that.
and blue.
Yeah,
The
black and
classic. So no more red, green, and yellow.
Yeah. That's
is there any anime that you've watched, and would there be a cosplay that you would not have mind, or you would have mind to go as if you had the chance.
I don't really watch anime. I like Brand New Animal. That's a good show.
There you go.
I have not watched that.
Oh,
Great show, great show.
I have
What
not
is this-
watched a lot
What
of
is this
things.
called, and where can I watch
B&A.
it?
It's BNA. It's a Netflix original.
It's transformation related, right?
Yeah.
I might have to check it out.
Suddenly, a lot of things in anime is like gotten pretty furry, which is pretty cool because
Yes.
I think that's actually pretty neat that we've come this far where within the furry fandom that a lot of things have gone mainstream enough that people, know what Beastars is. Obviously
BNA.
know BNA. Isn't there a third series or like a third anime series that is furry in nature? I thought there was a
I
third
think there is,
somewhere.
I can't remember.
I'm not sure.
But of course.
Or maybe there's just
I
simply
don't know
two.
either.
Because of course, I don't know who
The
ever watched.
funny thing about Beastars is that my brother, who is 17, at some point he discovered Beastars all on his own, independently of anything. Started texting me about like there's this cartoon on Netflix, blah 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 blah, and I was like, I probably know it. What's it called from his description? He was like, it's called Beastars, and I was like, and so, but I don't think my brother is a furry because I could not get him to watch Brand New Animal.
Huh.
And I also don't understand his interest in Beastars because I also couldn't get him to watch like a more traditional anime with me. Like I've been meaning to watch like Full Metal Alchemist or something just to
Okay.
like see what it's like. And I couldn't get him to do that either. So I
That's
don't know.
funny.
But he's obsessed with Beastars, but no other animes, and also could not get him into Brand New Animal. So I was like, okay.
When I first heard of Beastars, I actually thought it was B and Star.
Yeah.
And I thought, whoa, so it's average students. So I thought, okay, so students that are kind of getting by, but still doing good. And then realizing, oh, it's furry. Okay, all right, well, then this might be even better.
So you reminded me something, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but
Yeah, it's okay.
Classroom, you said.
Assassination Classroom.
Yep. If you're going to watch any anime, I highly recommend Assassination Classroom. It's such a great anime.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what that one is.
Literally, these kids are all like below average or just at average.
Like
Like
they've been taken out of the
students.
Japanese school system and placed into a school to say, hey, this
into a
is
special
school,
class.
so that they can get their grades up so that they
Yeah.
can pass. But the caveat is that an alien from another planet is now
Threatening to destroy Earth.
Earth. However, it will
Spare us.
spare us if
The whole class
the whole class decides to assassinate him.
not decides to successfully kill him.
Right. And
In exchange, he will teach them.
which is actually a pretty fantastic plot.
It's
Is it the yellow face one?
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
It
yellow
looks
smiley face.
like generic and bizarre.
Right.
It doesn't look like it would actually even be good anime, but I mean you didn't want to stop watching it.
It was. I thought it was amazing.
Every time we would get through an episode, you'd be like, well, let's watch one more.
Yep. Yep.
So highly recommend it. We should probably end this because I'm starting to fall.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea. We're getting to our 100 or now 100, 1 hour 30 mark officially. It's kind of what we kind of run them anyway. So I guess we can probably sign off.
Yes.
So I am Dustin the Husky,
I'm Kurt Ansarpus.
I'm Lilia.
and this has been the very first live ever panel recording of the Zooming Who's podcast at any convention for FurSquared 2022 Conspiracy. This has been fun. I've finally been able to want to do this podcast at a live convention or on a live panel, which now, the sky's the limit at this point now.
Yep.
So it's fun to be able to do that. Thank you everyone for showing up tonight. We started at
Thank you.
midnight, so yay! Everyone's staying
We're
up
still
late.
awake.
Much appreciated, and we'll see you all on the next episode. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Okay.
Okay.